Hello everyone, welcome to Montreal, Canada. We're here for round 7 of the Performance Racing League Tier 2 season. This is the start of the second half of the season, race 7 of 12. So the season has progressed quite nicely up until this point. We've got a good number of guys out here who are competitive. Been a great season to watch all around. I am just joining qualifying right now, about 3 minutes into the session. And as you can see, on the track map, got a pretty busy track at the moment. A lot of guys out here getting to work in qualifying. Got our first lap in the books, Arcognito in with a 1:12.5, and King Goose follows along behind with a 1:14.8. Femi Thrustmaster goes to the top of the board with a 1:11.8. There goes Sheriff Shaft to the top of the board with a 1:11.7. McLaren of Blade sets a time with a 1:12.2. Northern Canuck, his home race, in with a 1:12.7. A lot of guys, it's the home race for a lot of guys here. Got a lot of Canadians in this tier. And as we see Ramsey go to the top of the board with a 1:11.0. He's up by 7/10 so far. He participated in Tier 1 just a little bit ago. Just did AD Shep. I'll highlight him here because this is actually his third race of the day. He ran Premier and Tier 1 earlier. Not sure that anyone's done that in this league before, but definitely an impressive accomplishment. I ran both Premier and Tier 1 as well, and I'm pretty tired right now, so if he can get through Tier 2, that'd be impressive. And we have TAC Delta qualifying on mediums. I believe there was some chatter earlier on that led to this, but interesting to see. So we see Chaos Druid out on the lap, or maybe not. He's out of battery, and he's bringing it down pit road. Let's see what TAC Delta can do on the second lap on these mediums. Yeah, looks like this is actually his end lap. Not sure that we've actually got anybody on the track at the moment who's working on a hot lap. Looks like everyone's coming in after completing their hot laps. Ramsey remains at the top of the board with a 1:11.0. Great time early on, but still a long way to go. We've got 12 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Femi's on his out lap. He's coming around here, and he'll be starting a hot lap in a little bit. Let's go ahead and ride along with him so we can take a lap around this incredible racetrack. So on the front stretch, he's about to start his lap. tricky couple of corners there. Definitely slow down a lot to make it through there, and it's easy to spin out if you accelerate too early coming out of it. Looks like he's doing alright so far. He's up by a little more than a tenth on his fastest lap to date. And he just invalidates there. That's too bad. Nicely gets out of the way for the AlphaTauri. That's Sheriff Shaft, who is also working on a hot lap, it looks like. Oh, and Sheriff Shaft just invalidates that lap as well, so we'll have to come back in and try that again. Looks like we have a Williams coming to the line. It's Femi. Looks like he's regrouping and going to give it another go here. Oh no, that might be the end of his qualifying session. Yeah, that car is too damaged to continue. So he's going to head to rust on that 111.8 and hope that that's good enough for a good spot. We do know it'll be no better than third unless some people ahead of him get disqualified. Now we're on board with the Haas of Pacegram. Working sector 2 here. Working the hairpin, exiting. We'll see where this stacks up. He goes up a second with a 111.666. Interesting time there. Nowhere near Ramsey's time. He's about 6/10 off. This is the rest of the field. It's a big gap between first and second. We'll have to see if anyone has anything to say in these last 7 or 8 minutes of qualifying. Now we got Tac Delta out there running a lap on softs. We'll have to see if he can do better than the 116.2 he set on mediums. And he's already up 7/10 of a second, so you can really see the difference in pace between the fresh softs and the fresh mediums here. Up 3 seconds. Looking like a good lap for Tac Delta here. Let's see him come to this final chicane. See how he handles that. Looking good getting around there. He's coming to the line, and he'll clock in with a 113.0, puts him in 13th place right now. Got a lot of guys in pit road, a few guys here on out laps. Looks like Scallon maybe on the hot lap, but he is invalidated. So easy to invalidate around here. Track limits are pretty tough to deal with. I've racked up 9 seconds of penalties in the Tier 1 race. It's just slip up a little bit and you get a penalty here. But it's a challenge to keep it on the track, and definitely a lot of respect to the guys who can do that. So we got a question about rain in the chat. So learned from TAC Delta a little bit ago that we have no rain in the forecast for today. Dry conditions scheduled for qualifying and the race. We got Jeffrey in the Ferrari here. It looks like he's on the hot lap. Yeah, this is Chaos right in front of him in the Aston Martin. Oh no, Chaos has crashed. He's lost his front wing. It doesn't look like his car is damaged beyond that. He may be able to continue here. So you see him wait to let the cars go past. And he finds an opening and gets going again. And he'll look to make his way back to pit road and should have time to get another lap in here. Let's see how Jeffrey finishes that lap off. Moves up to 11th with a 1:12.8. Oh, and he spins it right there. Looks like, doesn't look like anybody will be impacted by that. Does it the AlphaTauri right behind him, but AlphaTauri is able to get by him quite nicely. Let's join up with that AlphaTauri. Let's share a shaft here on the hot lap. Share shaft's been one of the better qualifiers in this tier. Always a threat for the pole. Looking like a good lap so far. Oh, up 6/10. He might have something to say about the pole here. Looks like he got through that chicane nicely. We'll see where he stacks up. Oh, and he just misses out on the pole. He's second by about 1/10 of a second. A couple of really good laps from Ramsey and Sheriff Shaft at the top of the board right now. They look to be in the class they're on at the moment. We have AD Shep on an out lap here. He'll be starting a hot lap in a few seconds, it appears. Be really interested to follow along with him in today's race. Mentioned earlier he participated in both Premier and Tier 1 today, so getting some good reps in. Great practice, but it will be too much. You definitely easily get fatigued running these races. So will he be able to take advantage, or is he going to be too tired to be at his best? He clocks in there with a 1:12.9. Right now he's 14th on the board. You're used to seeing better times from him, so he's got a minute 22 to try to better his time, move up the leaderboard. We'll see if he can do it. He's up 2/10 through Sector 1 on this lap. Oh, and Sheriff Shaft has retired. That's unfortunate. I'll rest on that 1:11.1 and hope that's good enough for a front row spot. And got Shep up by half a second on his best time so far. I would slot him solidly in the midfield at least if he can hold on to that and get through Sector 3 just as well. Coming through the chicane to finish off that lap. We'll see where it puts him. 112.0, that puts him in 5th place, so nice improvement there. Hasgran on the back stretch, but this lap's been invalidated already, unfortunately. See if he can give another go, see if he's got enough battery left to do another hot lap. It appears we actually just reached the timer, so he will not get another lap in. Also got a few guys currently towards the back of the running order who are on hot laps. So we'll follow along and see what happens here. Chaos Druid coming. See if he can do better than the 113.2 he's already set. He moves up to 13th with the 112.6. So good improvement there. Looks like we've got a Alfa Romeo coming to the line. That's not Tac Delta, that's H. Ennis. And H. Ennis is in 6th place with a 112.0. There you see the Alpine of Corey improved to 9th. A 112.2. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe what we have now is going to be our grid for today's race. I don't think anyone else is out on a hot lap. A couple of really nice laps at the top of the grid. We have Ramsey and Sheriff Shaft starting on the front row. And there you see the final rundown. We're going to have Ramsey followed by Sheriff Shaft, Hasgran, Femi, AD Shep, H. Ennis, Arcognito, Disgruntled Muppet, Corky, Blade, Dutch, Dookie Hoser, Chaos Druid, Scallon, Northern Canuck, Jeffrey, Tac Delta, S7 Baba Yaga, and King Goose at the back of the grid. Should be an exciting race today. And now the drivers will all have a chance to work on their last minute strategy calls, get prepared for today's race. So while we wait for that, we'll take a look at the current point standings. Mentioned earlier this is race 7 of 12, so we're halfway into the season. We've got Ramsey in the points lead by 31 points over Sheriff Shaft. Another further 22 points back is Femi Thrustmaster in 3rd. And then we have AD Shep in 4th place with 193 points. So we've got 4 drivers within 59 points. Would have to imagine it's going to be one of those 4 taking the championship. But we'll have to see what can happen in the second half of the season. We still have just 5 drivers who have scored podiums through the first 6 races. So those 4, along with Hasgran, who is in 5th place, appear to be the class of the field at the moment. We'll have to see if anyone else can manage to make it onto the podium here today. 6th place in the standings, we got Northern Canuck, S7 Baba Yaga and the Aston Martins in 7th, Dookie Hoser in the AlphaTauri 8th, Matthias Bonotto and the McLaren in 9th. I don't think he's racing with us today. I didn't see him on the board. Got Dutch in the Red Bull in 10th, Tac Delta in 11th in the Alfa Romeo, Disgruntled Muppet in 12th in the Ferrari, Scallon in the Mercedes in 13th, Arcognito in the Williams in 14th, Vinny Sips in the Alfa Romeo in 15th, Chaos Druid in the Aston Martin 16th, Jeffrey in the Ferrari 17th, Toffer in the Haas 18th, King Goose 19th in the McLaren, and Corky 20th in the Alpine. So it'll be just another minute or so here as the drivers are getting their strategy set up. Be interested to see what all the drivers throughout the grid elect to go with. And it looks like we're about to get started with our formation lap here in just a second. Ramsey and the Alpine will lead them away. See, Ramsey has elected to start the race on hards, so we'll be able to go to about lap 20 to 28 with those before switching to mediums. And let's pull up the tire board here and see what everyone has chosen to go with. And you can see that the majority of this field will be starting this race on hard, so not a lot of uniqueness in the strategy here. We've got 17 drivers on hards. And in 17th and 18th place, Tac Delta and S7 Baba Yaga, the only drivers who will be starting this race on medium tires. So for the front runners, that kind of equalizes things. You see Ramsey is way out in front on the formation lap. Drivers are making their way back to the grid. See them get lined up here and get ready for a start. Back of the grid is taking their spots. Should have lights here in a couple of seconds. Here we go. Lights out and away we go. Good start there for the Haas of Hasgreen. He's going to slide in second, but the Red Bull comes up on the inside and takes it away from him. I believe that's AD Shep there. Yeah, AD Shep moves up 3 spots in the start. Great start. He's solidly in second place. You see HNS fall down the order in the Alfa Romeo. Not a good start for him. We'll have to see if he can come back from it. Slade Jeffries around also in the Ferrari, as well as Dookie Hoser in the AlphaTauri. Perhaps they helped each other there. Not sure. Didn't see it, but looks like they're both going to get going here, and our race will resume. The Alpine of Corky has moved up into 5th as Hasgreen may have run into some issues there. It's down to 7th, so dropped 4 spots in the start. And he may lose another one here as Arcognito gets running for 7th. Can he do a crossover though? Oh no! They hit each other, and Arcognito is around. I have a feeling the stewards may be hearing about that one after the race. Hasgreen continues. He's in 9th, now 10th. Does he need a wing change, or just... No, looks like his wing is fine. I think he was just slow by the contact there. No, he is out of the race. Did he quit on the track. I'm not sure what happened there. He may have quit on the track because the car doesn't appear to be too damaged to drive. That was weird. Anyway, we have our first DNF of the day. Casegrand will finish in, or fail to finish and be placed in 19th. We have the Ferrari coming down for a wing change, I presume. Jeffrey will rejoin the race in 17th. 8 Genis also down pit road will rejoin the race in 18th. And 7 Baba Yaga also pitted there, it looks like. He's in 16th. 8 Genis did pick up a speeding penalty during that pit stop, so we'll have to serve that later. And I got a report in the chat here from Haysgrand. He got kicked out after qualifying. The AI took over control of the car. So that explains what happened there. That's unfortunate and you hate to see it. But we'll pick up with our leaders here. We've got Ramsey in the lead, followed closely by AD Shep, who just sets the fastest lap. He's catching up. He's only 0.6 of a second behind. We have a race for the lead on our hands here in a little bit. But, oh, we got Corky falling down the order. He's spun out. He gets going again. Some cars passing him on his left here. Only Canuck gets by for 9th. So far, Corky's done a good job of not spinning again. It's really easy to have multiple spins when you get these tires too hot. And Dookie Hoser looks like the first driver to pick up a warning penalty on the day here on lap 3. And here you see the battle up front. Ramsey continues to lead. He's putting a couple of tenths on AD Shep here on this lap. And then Sheriff Shaft not too far behind AD Shep there. But those three appear to have broken away at the moment. And Ramsey retakes fastest lap, but not for long as Sheriff Shaft has taken that from him. And then further back, Femi Thrustmasters also set a faster lap, so 1:14.6 is the time right now. And Corky is down pit lane, picks up a speeding penalty. It looks like the crew is ready for him. Going to do a wing change. So he appears he damaged his front wing during that incident earlier. They get the wing change. Change to medium tires and he gets going. He'll rejoin the race. Perhaps in 15th. Perhaps in 16th or 17th. We'll see where he comes out. It looks like he will be able to stay ahead of the Ferrari potentially. And he'll be in 16th place. Oh, now you see we got a race for second. Sheriff Shaft has made a pass on AD Shep. Sheriff Shaft looks to be one of the fastest cars on the track at the moment. We'll see if he can chase down Ramsey here. Femi Thrustmaster in the Williams gets by Blade in the McLaren for 5th place. Looking to regain some of the spots he lost in the first lap. So far he's down 1 from the starting position. But he's looking fast and he's got about a second and a half to go to the next car, but we'll see if he can make it up here. We're on lap 5 at the moment, and we have the movers and shakers board displayed on the screen. So TAC Delta appears to have had one of the best starts of anybody out here, up 9 spots from the starting position into 8th place. King Goose in the McLaren has picked up 8 spots. He's in 11th place. He started in last, and he's doing a good job making his way up through the pack. Northern Canuck up 6 places into 9th, and Chaos Druid also up 6 places into 7th. And we see the Aston Martin of S7 Baba Yaga is around. That's unfortunate. Looks like he's going to get going again and rejoin the race. No, he's away cleanly there. And here we have a battle for 11th. King Goose and Arcognito battling for position. May have been a little contact there, but looks like they're clean. Right now the McLaren has the advantage. Check in up front again, and Ramsey continues to lead the race. It's up by around a second at the moment. I think Sheriff may be just outside of DRS range. We have caution. Can't see anybody falling down the water or anything. Oh, we have TAC Delta getting a penalty for a severe collision. 5-second penalty there for TAC Delta. And he has lost his front wing. That's unfortunate. I was just mentioning how he had such a great start, making up 8 spots, but not now. He'll have to come down pit road and get a new wing. As you see, the Williams of Arcognito had some problems there, so he has dropped a couple of places. Let's see if he's got any damage. It looks like he is going to continue. With TAC Delta coming down for that wing change. I assume he will probably put on hard tires here. Don't know if he'll be able to make it to the end on that or not, but it's probably going to be the best strategy right now. And as you see, he's serving that 5-second penalty before the crew starts to work there. Off comes the old wing, on comes the new wing. And he's going. He'll be in last place if the driver's still running though. But long way to go. We're only 7 laps into the race. You see Sheriff Shaft made up a 10th or 2 on Ramsey. Should be within DRS range right now. Arcognito picks up a 3-second time penalty, so that'll hurt him later, but it may not hurt him too much because imagine a lot of guys will be getting time penalties here. It's very easy to just barely go outside of the track limits here. Right now that lead's holding steady at about a second or so. Ramsey's doing a good job managing the gap. And Chaos Druid pits from a top 10 position. And he is indeed getting a wing change here. Oh, a lot of wing changes early on. Chaos Druid's away with a new wing and medium tires. He'll rejoin the race in 16th position. See, Sheriff Shaft will not get DRS this time around. Ramsey's got the gap up to 1.3 seconds at the moment. You see 80 Shep running in 3rd place after that 5th place starting position. Great first lap there to make up some spots. Lost a spot there in the last couple of laps of Sheriff Shaft, but he's doing good. He's in 3rd place in line for a podium position if things hold up. He did really well in the Premier Tier race today, finishing 8th place. So impressive performance there for a Tier 2 driver. He ran good in Tier 1 as well. So 3rd race of the day. It's definitely a lot for anybody, but so far seems like the experience matters more than the fatigue factor. He's done really well early on. I see things are getting kind of spread out here. Oh, and we happen to see as Femi Thrustmaster picks up his first 3-second penalty of the day. Penalties may end up deciding this race. It's very easy to pick up penalties here. So Ramsey looks to be in a good spot right now, but just a couple of slip-ups away, and if he picks up a penalty, the race could change by a great deal. But it's looking good so far. He's built the gap a little more on this last lap. It's up to about 1.8 seconds now over Sheriff Shaft. Getting really spread out here. 7th place is 26 seconds back. Cars all over the track. Lap traffic began to become a factor here in a little bit. This tack delta is only about 6 or 7 seconds in front of our leader. Let's take a look at those penalties. Let's see what's been racked up so far. And you see a number of 3-second time penalties there for Femi Thrustmaster in 4th, Disgruntled Muppet in 5th, Dookie Hoser and Arcognito in 10th and 11th also have 3-second penalties. Corky and the Alpine in 13th, and HNS and the Alfa Romeo in 15th have 5-second penalties for speed on pit road. So I assume they'll be making further stops in the race and they'll have an opportunity to serve those. Looking at the tires, you can see all of our top 11 are on the hard tires they started the race with. Scowen had to make an early pit stop on the mediums, so he's the first person who's made a pit stop, and he's running in 12th place, but he will not get to the end of those mediums unless some sort of miracle happens. Over the last couple of laps, Ramsey has really started to run away with this. He's up by 2.8 seconds over Sheriff Shaft now. He's really having a great season here, all across the board. He's picked a few wins here in Tier 2. He's the points leader at the moment. He's also shown really well in Tier 1 as well. Definitely has the pace for Tier 1. He's always a threat every time he hops into that seat. But definitely see that I feel like there's an advantage to running as a reserve in the upper tiers in this series. I think getting that experience directly before your points race can help you a lot. I feel like it helped me a lot last season when I was in Tier 3. Reserving up in Tier 2, it really prepared me well for the Tier 3 races. And seems Ramsey is using that same sort of strategy this season, and it's been working out well for him. As you see a couple of guys pick up 3-second time penalties there, Tac Delta and Arcognito. So I believe that's Arcognito's second time penalty of the day. Yes, it is. So he's currently our penalty leader with 6 seconds. But there's a long way to go. You can easily see guys rack up 9 or 12 seconds worth of penalties in this race. So Corky picks up a 3-second penalty as well. Ramsey continues to lead the race. He's up by 3.3 seconds at the moment, still over Sheriff Shaft. Really great performance so far. Long way to go, but it's looking good for him. Scowen picks up a 3-second time penalty. You see, it looks like just as much of our field now has penalties versus those who don't, so definitely easy to pick up time penalties at this track. Got a lot of cars spread out here, but then we got a pack of cars in close proximity to each other here. A few cars 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. As we have a battle, Arcognito gets stuck going over the turtle curbs there. We'll have to regroup and try to see if he can hunt down that Mercedes again. Got another battle for possession as the Alpine of Corky spins out there. Didn't have a good enough view to tell if that was Jeffrey's fault or Corky's fault, but nevertheless the Alpine goes around and gets going again. And the McLaren of King Goose has gone around as well. And it looks like he has lost his front wing, so probably be seeing him in for a stop at the end of this lap. But he gets going again. We have Castro and Aston Martin, right behind Corky in the Alpine. They're looking to make the pass here. He gets to the inside, heading into the hairpin. A nice clean pass there. Castro gets around the Alpine and takes 14th place. Ramsey in the Alpine, in the other Alpine, continues to lead the race. He's up by 3.7 seconds. And got a caution in sector 1. Not sure what for. It looks like everyone is moving. And, you can see there that Tac Delta in the Alfa Romeo has gone down a lap. So that's unfortunate. We have King Goose and the McLaren on pit road for that wing change. He's down and away. He's also got medium tires on now. So he'll rejoin the fight. Last of those still running, but still on the track. Got a battle here for 9th place. Dookie Hoser in the AlphaTauri and Scallon in the Mercedes. Mercedes looks to the inside. Both out of battery, but Mercedes with the advantage of DRS looks like he's going to make the pass here. Yeah, that's up in the 9th place for Scallon. As you see, HNS in the Alfa Romeo has gotten by Arcognito in the Williams. And Jeffrey in the Ferraris had a problem. He's around and he's moving again, but he's lost a number of spots. He's down to 15th place. Oh, and 80 Shep has gotten past his lost 3rd place to Femi Thrustmaster. Femi's looked fast early on here after losing a couple spots at the start. Now he's up into the podium places with that pass. Although he does have a time penalty, which could be a factor at the end of the race, depending on how the rest of everything plays out here. Battle for position here, 15th place, 7 Baba Yaga in 15th, Corky in the Alpine in 16th, but they're going to have to make way here for Ramsey, or maybe not. Corky decides to make way for his teammate by coming down pit road. He's going to take on a new wing here. He's also starting that 5-second penalty you picked up earlier, and they'll put on a 2nd set of medium tires. We'll see if he can go to the end with that. He'll rejoin the race in 18th. Ramsey's closing in on S7 Baba Yaga to put him a lap down. Arcognito picks up a 3-second time penalty. It'll be interesting to see when these guys decide to come down pit road and change from the hard to the medium tires. You can go about half distance with the medium tires here, so could see people make moves within the next couple of laps here. Ramsey continues to lead the race. Up by 4.6 seconds. He's well in control of things so far. Chef picks up a 3-second time penalty. And King Goose also picks up a 3-second time penalty. It's really easy to pick up these penalties here. So looks like we got someone slow in sector 1. Not sure if it was Corky or if it was somebody else. But everyone's moving right now. Trying to find a battle somewhere we can watch. And you see we've got H. Ennis in the Alfa Romeo in 11th place at the moment. R. Cognita in the Williams is not too far behind him. And then right behind them we got Chaos Druid and Aston Martin. So these are the closest cars on track right now. We also have S7 Baba Yaga and TAC Delta battling for 15th here. But things are pretty spread out up at the front of the field. We'll see if R. Cognita or Chaos Druid can take advantage of the DRS here. Looks like R. Cognita's battery is low. This is H. Ennis's, so they're pretty much equal there, but R. Cognita does have DRS. And Scowen in the Mercedes comes down for his pit stop. He's onto the medium tires. And as you saw, that Northern Canuck picked up a time penalty there. And he is slow on the track. He's slow because we have a full course caution and a safety car. I'm not sure what the cause of the safety car is, although see our Cognita here without a front wing, so that probably played a part in it. TAC Delta looking to come in and make a pit stop. Put on medium tires. He's away. You'd have to imagine that most, if not all, of the field will be making pit stops here under the safety car. So you see 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th have all made stops or are in the process of making stops. I think the timing of that safety car may have disadvantaged 1st and 2nd place a little bit. I don't think they had a chance to make a pit stop. Oh, looks like Ramsey did make a pit stop, and that explains why he's in 2nd and not 1st. But Sheriff Shaft did not make a pit stop. So when he does make his pit stop, he's going to lose a number of spots. Well, things are getting spread out up at the front, and now we have a safety car to bunch everyone together, so should be an exciting conclusion to this race once we get going again. Not sure why Sheriff Shaft didn't hit one lap earlier, but he's in now. He picks up a 5-second penalty, so that's going to hurt him. Puts on the medium tires. Don't know that he'll lose too many positions just due to how spread out everyone was. It looks like he'll be able to rejoin in 4th or 5th, maybe. Yeah, he's in 5th place. The Ferrari disgruntled Muppet does get by there. So Sheriff Shaft loses a couple of positions there by not pitting one lap earlier, but perhaps more importantly, he picks up a 5-second time penalty, so that's going to hurt. As you can see, looking at the leaderboard, Ramsey is the only driver in the top 5 at the moment to not have a time penalty. So he's in the lead, and he has that going for him. And you see, we're lap 2 into the safety car, but still We only have the top 7 grouped up, so we're really spread out. Everyone is taking them a couple of laps to catch up and get in line here. It doesn't look like it'll happen this lap. Let's see if maybe they can all get in line by next lap. Hopefully we get going before too long. Pretty much everyone out on medium tires when we get going again. Northern Canuck still in the hard tires that he started the race with. See if he comes in this time or not. It looks like he's going to keep going. Maybe he's going to try to take advantage of the safety car and go for a hard soft strategy. We'll have to keep an eye on him as this race goes on and see what he chooses to do. I see a couple of guys have caught up to the safety car queue. The rest of the field is making their way there, just not there right now. While we wait to get going again, we'll take a look at the progress people have made. And Corky picks up a disqualification for ignoring the yellow flag, along with a drive-through penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. That's unfortunate. He's out of this race, disqualified, so he's in 19th. See, the entire field has not caught up to the safety car, but nevertheless it will be going in at the end of this lap and we'll get going again. So I was going to say, right before we saw that disqualification, we'll take a look at people who have made moves since the start of this race. Northern Canuck up 8 spots, but remember he did not pit under the safety car, so he will still have to make a pit stop before the end of this race. Other than that, we've got Disgruntled Muppet up 4, Scallon up 5. Looking at people with ball spots, HNS is down 5, Arcognito is down 6, but we're going to get going here. Ramsey leads them away on the restart. And Chaos Druid picks up a time penalty, unfortunately. And we have a pass on the restart. Scallon gets around Dutch for 8th place. He closes up on the rear wing of his teammate, Northern Canuck. Fimi Thrustmaster picks up another 3-second penalty. Watch these teammates battle. Northern Canuck, remember he's on the old hard tires he started the race with. Scallon is on relatively fresh medium tires. Makes the pass easily. And Scallon up in the 7th place. Picks up 2 positions in the first lap of the restart. I'm going to go ahead and throw these time penalties up here because they're going to play a big factor in where people finish today. As I mentioned earlier, Ramsey's the only driver in the top 5 who has not picked up a penalty. And Northern Canuck looks like he's offline at the moment, which may explain the decision to not make a pit stop. And that may also explain why a couple of guys have gotten around him pretty easily here. So that's unfortunate. But see there, Fimi Thrustmaster picks up the fastest lap of the race with 1:14. See, chases down Ramsey. Although it may not matter much of those time penalties, but anything can happen. HNS is down pit road for a wing change. Be changing from one pair of mediums to another pair of mediums. So he'll rejoin the race in 16th. Stay ahead of Tac Delta because Tac Delta is down the lap at the moment. Ramsey continues to lead, but Fimi Thrustmaster is right there, only 0.5 of a second behind. And Tac Delta picks up a 3-second time penalty. Shep has made it back up to third place. So, in line for a podium position once again. Sheriff Shaft takes a look to the inside of disgruntled Muppet, and looks like he's going to get by easily here. So he's back up to fourth already. And Ramsey and Femi trade fastest lap there. Femi's got it at the moment with a 1:13.9. He may be able to go even faster on this lap, as he'll have the advantage of DRS. You know, even having the 6 seconds of time penalties, you still want to, fight and give it all you got. And if you've got an opportunity to take the lead on the racetrack, you're gonna definitely do everything you can to do that. So you see Femi closing up on Ramsey. It's looking like he's a little bit faster at the moment. Can he get by here heading into the hairpin? No, but maybe it'll set something up on the backstretch. We'll have DRS. He's taking a look to the outside, heading into the chicane. Side by side, he backs off and lets Ramsey have it. So to give that a go here on the next lap. And Sheriff Shaft picks up the fastest lap with a 1:13.2. I believe Femi's time before that was a 1:13.9, so it's a big lap from Sheriff Shaft, and he takes third place on the racetrack from A.D. Shep in the process. So he's looking to make a big comeback from that 5-second time penalty and pitting 1 lap late under the safety car. You see disgruntled Muppet has fallen down the order. He has just made a pit stop, and that is why he has fallen down the order. So he rejoins the race. 14th place. It's about a second and a half behind S7 Bobby Yaga and Aston Martin, so look to chase him down if you can. We have King Goose and the McLaren also on pit road. We've seen a lot of wing changes here today. You've got these walls really close to the track, it's easy to get damage. He rejoins the race in 16th. HN has just got by him there. They'll be close here and he'll have a shot to potentially retake that position. Go back up front, still seeing Ramsey in the lead. Femi is not letting him get away with it. Sticking right on his rear wing. And Jeffrey in the Ferrari gets by Dutch there, so the Ferrari's up in the 7th. See another time penalty for Arcognito. He is up to 12 seconds worth of penalties today. So only a couple of laps after the restart, but our top 4 have gotten away from everybody else here. Ramsey's in the lead by a couple of tenths over Femi. And Sheriff Shaft is 1.4 seconds behind the leader, and A.D. Shep is 1.7 seconds back. So these 4 are keeping things close. Blade's doing well in the McLaren to be 5th, but he's 7 seconds behind the leader at the moment. Looks to be a solid 5th place run. No time penalties, and pretty much everyone around him has time penalties. As you see, Ramsey and Femi Thrustmaster trade first place there. Ramsey got it back, but Femi takes another look heading into turn 1, and he's going to do it. Femi Thrustmaster to the lead. Keep in mind he's got those time penalties, so he's going to have to race out and get in front by 6 seconds if he can, or hope that Ramsey also picks up some penalties here in the closing laps. But nevertheless, you want to be in the lead if you can be in the lead, and there he is. And Sheriff Shaft is very close to Ramsey also. And again, he also has time penalties to deal with. And A.D. Shep, same deal, but these guys are all really close together right now. We got 4 cars within 1.1 seconds. And Sheriff Shaft's taking a look to Ramsey heading into the hairpin, and he gets by. A good pass there. So Ramsey was really dominating early before that safety car, but it appears the mediums may not be suiting his car as well as the hards did, because he's had a couple of cars get by him here. But he is still in the lead of the race when you take the penalties into consideration, so perhaps he is racing to those penalties and not going to push these guys too hard here. Got great racing up at the front of the pack here with just a few laps to go. And we have Dookie Hoser around. So he's lost a couple of spots, but he gets going again. So 14th place. And a lot of guys with varying time penalties throughout the field, so be a lot of math on the spot to try to figure out where everyone really stacks up, taking those into consideration, but he's moving again. He does not spin out again, so good recovery there. Femi Thrustmaster continues to lead on the racetrack, but again, we've got the top four all really close together in the moment. And we've got Scowen into 7th place, Jeffrey into 6th. King Goose picks up a time penalty. Couple of passes there. Unfortunately, we just missed them. As, there you see Northern Canuck and the Mercedes come down pit road. So he is indeed putting on softs. Maybe taking a run at the fastest lap here. Rejoin the fight up front. So they're still all really close together. And not every race where 30 laps in you can see the front four all in one frame. So it was aided by a safety car, but even after the restart, none of these guys have really been able to get away from each other. Even though Shep's in 4th place on the track, with the penalty situation, he has the possibility of coming home in 2nd here. So he's going to do everything he can to stay close to Ramsey and just follow Ramsey home to the finish line. You see Disgruntled Muppet pick up a 3-second time penalty. It's his 2nd time penalty of the day. Sheriff Shaft appears to be closing on Femi. He's got the gap down to 0.3 of a second. Just so unfortunate he picked up that time penalty by speeding on pit lane. Because right now, if not for that time penalty, he'd be the leader of the race. Caution sector 2. I believe that's because the McLaren, the King Goose, slowed down to let the leaders by him. Very respectful move there. Didn't want to impact that battle that we have up front. The top 4 continue to stay within about 2 seconds. Doesn't look like any positions are going to be changed on this lap. You see Disgruntled Muppet scutting around S7 Baba Yaga for 11th. Well, I don't think Baba Yaga's going to be too bothered about that, because with the time penalty situation, he'll get that spot back at the end of the race if he can stay close. We have Northern Canuck on those soft tires. Let's see what he can do, if he can make up some ground. Looks like he's going to get by the AlphaTauri here, heading into the chicane, so up into 13th. Let's see if this is fast as lap material as he comes around the line here. It's not the fastest lap, although he is up in 13th. So rejoin the battle up front. Once they cross the line here, there'll be 2 laps left. So unfortunately, it looks like the positioning on the racetrack is not going to decide this race. Mathematics of adding and subtracting time penalties will. But Femi Thrustmaster leads on the track. Sheriff Shaft not too far behind. But the one to watch here is going to be Ramsey in 3rd. So he does not have any time penalties, and he is well positioned to win this race if things stay as they are now. AD Shup has dropped back by around a second off of Ramsey, so he may not be in line to get a podium spot unless he can make up some ground here. So even though Femi has those 6 seconds of penalties, him and Sheriff Shaft may indeed be racing for 2nd spot. And they're now working the final lap. He's up by a little more than a second on Sheriff Shaft. Femi has 6 seconds penalty, Sheriff Shaft has 5. Being able to maintain that 1 second gap will be important here. Does not appear that either of them are going to be able to make up 5 or 6 seconds over Ramsey, so he is well positioned to win this race. But they can be fighting for 2nd here. Got the lapped Alfa Romeo there. Doesn't appear it's going to make a difference. They've gotten out of the way. Let the leaders pass. Femi brings it around. Working the final lap here. Up by 1.1 seconds at the moment. Be watching that gap because he needs a 1 second gap over Sheriff Shaft to hold on to that position. So Femi crosses the line, first one across the line, but with those 6 seconds of penalties, he will not win the race. As Ramsey, with 0 time penalties, does win the race. Sheriff Shaft just barely beats Femi Thrustmaster. It came down to 0.02 of a second. So yeah, every little bit matters. Sheriff Shaft, 2nd place. He's going to be kicking himself over that speeding penalty, as that made all of the difference. He would have won that race if he didn't speed on pit road. But nevertheless, he picks up another 2nd place. This is 6th 2nd place in 6 starts this season. So always the bridesmaid there. Femi Thrustmaster completes the podium. AD Shup just misses out on the podium, finishes in 4th place. Impressive performance from Blade in the McLaren to finish 5th with no time penalties. Jeffrey in the Ferrari 6th. Chaos Druid 7th in the Aston Martin. Dutch 8th in the Red Bull. Scow 9th in the Mercedes. S7 Baba Yaga, top 10 with the Aston Martin. Solid day for the Aston Martin crowd, picking up 2 top 10s. It really all comes down to time penalties here. As you see, Jeffrey picks up the Driver of the Day award. Solid top 10 run. And we'll wait for our final finishing order to pop up here. We'll get to that right after the podium ceremony. There you see your winner, Ramsey, for Alpine. Impressive performance to run a complete race here at Canada and not pick up any time penalties. The track limits here can be very unforgiving at times. But Ramsey managed it well, and because of that, he's the winner. Close performance, or close battle for second place on aggregate there with the time penalties, but Sheriff Schaff comes out on top, and Femi Thrustmaster in third. There's our final rundown on the right. We mentioned that S7 Baba Yaga picked up a top 10, completing a double top 10 run for Aston Martin. Disgruntled Muppet in the Ferrari 11th, Arcognito 12th in the Williams, Northern Canuck 13th in the Mercedes, Dookie Hoser 14th in the AlphaTauri, H. Ennis 15th in Alfa Romeo, King Goose 16th in the McLaren, Tac Delta 17th in the Alfa Romeo, and Hayes Grant 18th did not finish in the Haas. Corky 19th in the Alpine got disqualified for ignoring the yellow flags. This has been Tar Heels 48 presenting Tier 2 here. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.